What's up, guys? It is the Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1,
and we're back at it to answer your questions in another installment for The Greater War.
I missed that one.
You missed it. Anyway, guys, Gersh is going to tell you what it is, what it isn't, and what it will forever be to the end of time.
So this is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question about Warhammer 40k or about anything in your life, please comment down below. We answer all the questions that are labeled as question because we get to those a lot quicker while we're scanning through all the comments. Hope that makes sense. So let's answer some questions.
That's right. First question is
by 1975 Steelers fan. He asks, if the Blood Ravens met a force of 1,000 sons with Magnus present, would Magnus spare them since they're technically his gene sons, and he turned to chaos to selflessly save them or destroy them since he is corrupted by chaos? So this is actually a really good point because there is a Magnus model, because we know Magnus the Red is out there in his demon form. He has to encounter the Blood Ravens at some point, and that might be that has to be a storyline in the Dawn of War series, because GW sets it up so perfectly. This is a perfect time for, because you guys ask this question all the time, would a demon Primarch ever turn back to the greater good or loyals? Yeah. Having Magnus the Red encounter a very loyal, very strong chapter like the Blood Ravens would be a really interesting dynamic. Amazing story to see. Would the Primarch see the error of his ways, or would the Primarch corrupt this legion of the Blood Ravens?
Or would he just outright kill him?
Right. Yeah, that could happen. If that did happen, that'd be like GW dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Because they had the perfect story to make it really intriguing and really interesting. My opinion is that if they were to encounter each other, I do think that Magnus the Red would try to coerce the Blood Ravens into becoming chaos, and the Blood Ravens would have to fight the toughest fight they've ever had to fight in their entire lives, because they would find out that, yes, Magnus the Red is their Primarch. So now you have this father-son battle, basically, and the Legion has to fight them off. So that would be super awesome.
Yeah. One other thing that I'm just thinking about right now is maybe that's why they're stealing so many relics from all the other Loyalist chapters, to prove to their gene father, Magnus, that, hey, look at all these gifts to you, take us in, or we did this to prove a point that, you can be Loyalist, but you can still have, the power to do what you want to do. So.
Yeah. So comment down below, tell us what you think. Would GW completely fuck up the storyline by just having the Primarch destroy the Legion?
Or will they just not cover this at all?
Probably not.
This next question is by Harry Anderson. If there was an equal amount of all races, Tau, Space Marines, etc., which race would come out on top, and which one would be the first to die? The
first to die would be the Imperium of Man, because they're the squishiest. Well, who else do you think?
I feel like that's really making everything like a finite number. That's hurting the orcs and the Tyranids, because they won't have any way of producing more of themselves.
Oh, I thought he meant if there was 100 Tyranids, 100 orcs thrown into an arena.
Oh, well, think of it more big, because the way I thought was, say you've got the universe and there's only however many there are now, that's how much there is. There's no sense of reproduction or multiplying. So who would win, who would lose? Oh,
well, in that case, the first people to probably die would be the orcs, because the orcs are just throwing themselves to battle. They don't really care about strategy.
Yeah.
So they would, if no orcs can come back, then yeah, they're gone. What race do you think would be destroyed first?
Yeah, definitely the orcs.
And then what two would stay, come out on top?
I'd say the Imperium.
Really? I would say that it's either the Necrons, because they've done it once,
that's
or
true.
the Eldar, just because of psychic powers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually a good point now that I think about it. Because I feel like the orcs and the Tyranids, those would probably be one of the first ones to go. After that, the Tau, because they're a young race. Their technology can't really compare to like the psychic powers of the Eldar or the might of the Necrons. And then, yeah.
Or they'll just take too long to get into the fight because they still haven't figured out warp travel.
That's true.
Next question. I have one from Bradley Krieger. Do you think Primaris Marine Psychers will have a greater warp imprint and thus greater powers than a normal Space Marine Psyker? Probably.
It would make sense lore-wise, but I don't think so. I think they'll just keep them as regular Psychers, since they're just going to take the place of the old ones.
No, but I'm pretty sure they'll give them like 1 or 2 extra warp powers, no?
They should, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Primaris Marines in general are just like a step up from regular Marines.
Right.
But they're not really making them that well. I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Time will tell. More boom. You really look tired. Do you still enjoy making these videos? Heck yeah, it's tons of fun.
Yeah.
Like I've said this before. My favorite part is reading the lore. So while I'm making the scripts, really fun. What about you?
Yeah, I'm tired all the time.
But you're not tired of making the videos?
No,
right?
I'm not.
All right.
Yeah, these are really fun, like you said. I really like reading the comments of you guys just like either really liking them or bashing us so much that I want to kill myself every day. That's why I look so tired, because I don't know to be happy or to be sad. It's
okay.
Just, yeah.
Next question.
This next one, though, is one of those questions. Liloon, here's a very Slaneshi question. If a clone of yourself would pop up in front of you and you were to have sex with it, would you be committing incest or just masturbating?
Wait, what?
A clone of yourself appeared before you. You guys do it. Incest or masturbation? What is it?
It's a really tough question.
It's a good time. That's what that is.
Yeah, it's a good time. I don't think it would be masturbation though.
But it's yourself though.
No, but you're not. I think to have it be yourself is like you performing that to yourself.
Right. It's a clone of you. It literally is yourself.
Technically, twins are clones of each other, and if 2 twins get it on, that's not masturbation.
You should just ask Jaime and Cersei Lannister.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly. So in that situation, it's not masturbation. It's incest.
Yeah.
So then, if it was like me and another version of me, an exact clone of me, if it was an exact clone of me, though, it would be a lot younger. So that might be pedophilia. Whoa! This video's going there.
Where's Jared at? Subway.
But yeah. So I don't think it would be masturbation.
No. Interesting question.
Yeah.
I will ponder this throughout the rest of my days.
Run, Azul, run. Say you guys did videos on all the lore in Warhammer 40k. What would be the next step or focus for the channel? Definitely Age of Sigmar.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down, Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
You guys love Age of Sigmar so much, so we would have to focus all our attention to Age of Sigmar.
Which essentially be the same thing as 40k.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Age of Sigmar 40k is the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm. Even though we said they weren't in like a previous For the Greater Wall.
Yeah, no, we were lying to you guys. Next question.
This one's by... How do you pronounce this? The War on Truth.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no. It's One Mind, One Universe. What would happen to the Chaos Gods if the Necrons took back the galaxy, or if the Tyranids consumed everything? Do you think that any other race could use a Necron weapon if they had one? Alright, so that's 2 questions. What would happen if the Necrons or the Tyranids took control of the galaxy?
Well, first, if the Necrons took control of the galaxy, the same thing that happened in 7 million years ago, they would all just be like, alright, we conquered, let's go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So they went back to sleep. If the Tyranids took control over the entire universe, what do you think would happen?
They'd probably like die off or something, and then wait for life to grow again, and then they'd come back.
Yeah, I could see that happening. But first, I think all the hive fleets would battle each other.
Oh yeah, definitely.
One hive fleet would come out on top, and then
they'd go into hibernation or go to the next universe. And once the universe repopulated itself, how? But they'd come back.
Yeah, and then there's like another part.
Oh yeah. Do you think that any other race could use Necron weapons?
Yeah, Ferrus Manus supposedly used Necron weapons.
Death Watch use Necron weapons. The assassins use a Catan blade. So yeah.
Yeah, so they all do. Same thing with the Eldar. Eldar use it a lot. Eli Vasquez. Yeah. At what point in the timeline would our modern day fall in? Was the Emperor around at this time? Yes. So we are 2017, right? So we fall just the exact same year and everything. The Emperor is around, but he is not out and about. Like he's just like watching everybody, you know.
So if this is the 40k timeline, in order for us to get to the events that are currently happening, we've got to progress 38,000 years to get to 40,000.
Yes. So yeah.
All Might. Will it be possible to play using an army of all Primaris Marines? Yes. That is exactly what GW is trying to get to. We've got Primaris Captains, Primaris Assault Marines, Primaris Dreadnoughts. There's going to be a Primaris Transport. Rumors are there's going to be like Primaris Apothecaries, Terminators, and whatnot. So get ready, guys, because you're going to see a more beefed up version of Space Marines being played. Primaris have, 2 wounds or something like that? So it's going to be a little bit tougher to take these guys down now.
That's going to be awesome, because Primaris Marines look cool. Expensive, but cool.
That's one thing I can't argue with. They look amazing. Lore-wise, I think they could have been done a little bit better, but model-wise...
Right. Next question comes from Anton Scott. If humanity is wiped out, and that in turn wipes out Chaos Gods, then will Khorne survive because he is being powered by animals killing other animals for food? So I think he would deteriorate back to what he was before the current age of the Imperium. So back when the old ones were around, Khorne was alive, but he wasn't what he is today. Meaning he was just an entity inside the warp, much like the lesser gods like Isha, Gork and Mor, stuff like that.
Dragon Punch 903. Can the Inari use psychic powers? Yeah, they're Eldar, so they could use it. Easy question.
Ramiro M. Let's suppose some men of iron survived the war and colonized the Necron world. Could the abominable intelligence being waken the Necrons up? Yeah. So anything that can push and poke can wake up a Necron dynasty. But again, there's phases. So the scarabs, like let's say an armadillo walked into a Necron tomb world and like bumped into something, scarabs would be sent out. They would probably destroy the poor armadillo, then go back to sleep, because that's the protocol. But if the Men of Iron showed up, they saw this technology, started like manipulating it, trying to figure out how to work it to their own benefit. Oh, they'll send out Necron wraiths. They'll send out anything to destroy the Men of Iron. And negotiation with the Men of Iron would only happen if the Necron saw that, yes, this is like a big threat, and they had to wake up the lords. So yeah.
This one is by Templar 12. What if our dinosaurs were ancient Tyranids?
So there's actually, I don't think the dinosaurs were ancient Tyranids, because dinosaurs didn't like mutate or evolve or survive. But things like the Kraken, the Loch Ness Monster, those are considered to be Tyranids that had, come to this planet at some point, detached from the hive mind, went back to their animalistic state, but were so powerful that they lived on for so many years. That's why stories can be seen or heard of all the way when you look at Mesopotamia of like sea serpents and whatnot, and even in today's time you have like the Loch Ness Monster. So that's a Tyranid organism living amongst Earth.
Right.
Not dinosaurs. Dinosaurs had feathers. Next question.
We already did this one.
I have one from Andrew David. Could there be Primaris Deathwatch Marines? Yeah. You know what? Is the Deathwatch model as big as a Primaris Marine?
I don't know.
Because I thought I saw something on Instagram where they were like pretty much equal in size. I don't know. You have another one?
I do. Skill Ganon the Damned. How many painkillers should I take to cure the hangover I am experiencing from playing your question drinking game? I had to drink 18 shots of Jack Daniels because you guys, but then I ran out of Jack and then passed out, and now I have a hangover.
No, don't take any painkillers. Because if you only took 18 shots, man, that's nothing. You need to step up your game. You need to bring out the Jack again and keep it going.
Yeah, the best way to get away from your hangover is to drink your pee. Because it's essentially the opposite of what you put in you, so it'll make you feel better.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do it. Try it. And we actually forgot to do that today.
Yeah. But anyway, if you guys haven't already, please begin our 40k drinking game.
Question. There's 3 shots to get you started.
This next question is by Harry's Boylan. Why are the Tau compared to Japan and lovingly referred to as weebs by the fandom?
Gundams.
Mm-hmm. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. Crane Haney. An orc called me a beaner. Am I allowed to call him a greenskin, or is that too far over the line? A greenskin, you can call an orc whatever you want. An orc's not going to care. All he's going to care is about killing you.
Right.
So, yeah. Next question.
This one is by Lucas da Costa Silva. What happens if a Necron tomb world is conquered by a race? Oh, we already did this one.
I have one from... Oh, this is... I can't pronounce the name because it's in some Eastern European letters. Why does the Imperium prefer to sacrifice psychers on Terra and not to build a net of lighthouses and use psychers on far planets? Because the technology to build something like the Astronomicon was known by the Emperor and only the Emperor. That information was lost. So to build another lighthouse like the Astronomicon but smaller would be almost impossible without the Emperor guiding that mechanism. So they have to sacrifice those psychers to this one lighthouse. That's main power cell is the Emperor himself. Think of it like you have energy, psychers, but you need rechargeable batteries, but you only have one. So, yeah, I like that.
This one's by Mr. F. Are the Tyranids a bioweapon designed by the Warp? Could this mean that other galaxies are maybe facing problems with the Warp as well, and the Nids were then created, taking this into account?
Yeah, it would kind of fit the storyline of the Alien.
Mm-hmm. Where they're actually coming from another galaxy to ours.
Yeah, and they are a weapon. They were created as a weapon to destroy living things or something? Or to create like the supreme thing or something like that?
Yeah, because they eat biomass and they have the shadow of the Warp, so that's pretty much a good indication of that there are a weaponized life form.
Exactly. And those were the questions for this week. Thank you so much for sending those questions our way. And next week, we hope to answer some more.
Of course. Hit us up on Patreon, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook for more things 40k. As always, he is
Gershwin,
Sound Alchemist, and we are out of here.